The home of famed American novelist Ernest Hemingway has just been placed on a U.S. list of endangered places.
And it's the only such place which is actually outside the United States. Our Havana bureau chief, Lucia Newman, has more.
This 19th century estate on the outskirts of Havana was the first home Ernest Hemingway ever bought with his own money.
He loved it so much that in 1940, when Paramount Pictures pays him the royalties for the film For Whom the Bells Toll, he buys it for $18,500.
Gladys Rodriguez, curator for what is now the Hemingway Museum, took us on an exclusive tour of the house, where the American novelist lived from 1939 to 1960, a period in which he wrote many of his most famous works. But Hemingway's beloved Finca Vigía, as he named it, is in danger. The ravages of time, neglect, and tropical humidity threatening a cultural heritage shared by Cuba and the United States.
This is the room that's in worst shape, where Hemingway used to write. You can see that the humidity has swollen the beams, cracking the floor tiles and the ceiling.
The U.S. National Trust for Historic Preservation has placed Finca Vigía on its list of 11 most endangered historic sites, the only one outside the United States. There's plenty worth preserving, from Hemingway's cherished library to the bathroom that gives insights into his obsessions. On this wall, he scribbled his weight almost every day, with comments like 17 days off diet, 5 drinking. The house is now closed to the public, Cuba's culture ministry having earmarked about $250,000 to start the restoration. And while Cuba says it can do it on its own, it also admits it will be harder and take a lot longer without outside help. The National Trust for Historic Preservation hopes Washington will grant it a special license to bypass the U.S. economic embargo on Cuba, so that it can provide more money and expertise.
It is a very unique site. It's the home of an American cultural icon that has very important historical significance to the American people.
A rare opportunity for cooperation between Hemingway's country of birth and the one he fell in love with at a time when only water divided the two nations. Lucia Newman, CNN, Havana.